It looks like they've found the pathway to the next expansion. This MSQ was all about tying up loose ends, characters that haven't resonated being put to the side, and finally, they've locked in on what we like and what we don't like. Let's take a look at what they did. The previous MSQ had me reeling with ideas of what was to come. Were the two Sphenes going to enter into a civil war between a confused and desperate population, some of them craving their stripped memories, others begging to return to a deathless world of comfort they had always known? How manipulated was Endless Sphene compared to the original? Would we see a similar fallout to the fall of religion in Heaven's Ward, with resistance groups forming up and fighting back? How was this all going to play out? Who is behind the new Sphene? Preservation, a rogue AI, actually running everything behind the scenes be revealed to us? Are we going to have to travel to the 9th and uncover a bitter society of survivors hell-bent on returning to a world of plenty? Well, no, actually. Instead, we got resolution after resolution. Lots of story threads all wrapped up in a nice little bow. Many characters, in fact, all of Tural, semi-sidelined as we moved on to the next chapter. This isn't uncommon, of course. Every single expansion works this way. We have characters like Hien and Emmerich who are just put to the sidelines until it's appropriate for them to come back up again, so nothing new there. The difference this time is, of course, this is setting up for the next 10 years. I know I've referred to it a lot, but it's true, as Yoshi P said in the media tour before Dawntrail began, is that a lot of Dawntrail was just going to be throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. And now we've hit that point, as we get ready for the next expansion, that we know what sticks. We know what characters people like, we know what characters people don't like, and that is so clearly on display in this MSQ. Firstly, let's celebrate how much voice acting was done in this patch. It's really impressive. Not only our main stars, but plenty of side characters all had their chance to deliver their message with the emotion it required.
I do not know that boy, nor does he know me. No one does. Another harsh reminder that I have no place here.
Oh, don't be down in the dumps.
Even so, I cannot help but feel lonely.
A really nice touch. I was all hyped up for the regal standoff between the Sphenes, and sure, at first I was a little disappointed that she didn't take on the guise of Garnet or Dagger to separate her from the new evil Sphene, but it made perfect sense when we find out that evil simulant Sphene is going in the bin very, very quickly. Disturbing grins aside, they didn't want to extend that story, so she was removed after her purpose was served, leaving us with the true, trendy Sphene in an outfit that will have players clamoring to hand over their hard-earned money when it hits the store. Setting her up, though, for a potential new Scion position, mayhaps? It was nice to eventually see her begin breaking out of her dystopia of 400 years of slumber, despite her correctly knowing that she does not belong in this time and place. She doesn't understand vending machines, let alone the development of the rest of the world, but she is still a queen who loves her people, and she does know right from wrong. The sight of her most loyal companion, Zelenia/Beatrix, brings her fury back, and I was so happy. Time be damned, she's a leader and a protector of her people through and through.
If you have no scruples about thus defiling the memories of Zelenia, then there is no way we will ever see eye to eye. You are not fit to be entrusted with the cherished memories of Alexandrians.
On that though, the dungeon was decent. It's not amazing. The reveal of the castle and walking the corridors of FF9 once again was really cool, but overall I felt it was a pretty forgettable experience. The trial itself was, again, decent, but the EX having such a wet noodle ending would not cement this one as one of the better trials that Dawntrail has on offer. And then we dodge these.
Well,
That's how you
we
would
could.
get one.
We could, but it just doesn't do damage.
But
So
no one here in practice doing that.
But
Do you think it's mechanically different?
PF's LD3, but like everyone else doesn't give a fuck.
There's
that
the
is
burst
good.
mechanic
There we
again,
go.
but it dies.
Yeah.
It
What
just
a weird
dies.
ending. What the fuck?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I mean, right?
Oh, yeah, that's really taking it down a notch for me. What a weird ending.
I
As suspected, Preservation, fronted by the perpetually melancholy Calyx, is our brand new villain. Calyx seems very temporary. Something for us to focus on while they get those chess pieces in place for the next expansion. I do like his Asahi style and seemingly faulty endless design. Calyx, that child genius trope of Electrope, was extremely sick, but seemingly his endless form is also still sick, with some medical IV or patches attached to his body. He was one of the first endless, so perhaps more of a carbon copy of the original than what we've seen elsewhere. It's hard to say whether they work similarly to like Living Memory, where they are at their very happiest and that is the image they put forward. It would explain his like angst and desire for evolution, but his story seems like it's much more grim. And then something really interesting happened. They just very quick fire started wrapping up all the story threads that we've been theorizing about for ages. What about the disease stopping repopulation, plaguing the children? Not a worry. Why? Porksy power. Comes in, solves it, all good. Alizé sorted it out. Cool. What about Wuklamat? Taral, she's got family members. We've got dead baby fallout. All these things. Not even mentioned. Don't worry about it whatsoever. The War of the Queens, the two Sphenes going head to head. Don't worry about it. It's gone. We've just got one Sphene now. Okay. We even had this interesting scene where we got on the blower and we had a little talk with all the Scions. What are you guys up to? How's things? And they're like, it's fine. I'm getting on with everything. Overall, I really like this MSQ. Despite it having a pretty weak dungeon and trial that went with it, I do not agree with the narrative that Dawntrail has been a flop. That has been pushed on me very heavily by upset players arguing with me to make that kind of video. In fact, statistically, Dawntrail is doing the exact thing that pretty much every FF14 expansion has ever done, outside of the anomalies that are Shadowbringers and Endwalker, which were the culmination of many years of storytelling, so it's understandable they were much higher. Could things have been better? Of course, I've been a pretty vocal critic. But in terms of this MSQ, what we've seen is good celebration of the characters people like. Big stud, Bakul Jar Jar. He got his nice alliance raid. Everybody's going to be happy with that. He's going to get his moment. And no doubt Sphene is either being groomed to be a new Scion or a character that's going to pop up pretty regularly going forward. One thing is though, I'm not left with any great mysteries. We are probably going to see the civil war break out, the choice between life and death of the people of Solution 9. I'm very interested in that. And we have the ominous regulator crown that Sphene has picked up, which could lead to her corruption or some sort of storytelling moment there. The big thing is Calyx and his motivations, and how that's going to play in going forward. It would not surprise me if the next expansion is named FF14 Reflections. We have done so many things now, enabling transport between reflections without opening the door. So if you want my big theory of where this is going, I suspect that our boy Calyx is going to get that key, and whatever happens, they're going to blow a big damn hole between the shards and we're going to start moving backwards and forwards. And you know what that means, my friends? You better get your coffee biscuits ready. And you know why? Because somebody's coming for dinner. Goodbye.